Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we dive into the most pressing stories of the day. We have a lot to cover, but first, let's start with a story that's been making headlines: the ongoing saga surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's associates and the release of previously sealed documents. As you may recall, Congress passed a law last year requiring the Justice Department to release over 3 million files related to Epstein's case. However, the department's handling of these files has been criticized, with many victims' personal information and nude photos inadvertently released. The Justice Department has since faced backlash for its failure to properly redact sensitive information. Meanwhile, lawmakers have been reviewing the unredacted versions of these files in a secure reading room at the Justice Department. Democratic Representative Jamie Raskin spent several hours poring over the documents and expressed concern that it would take months to get through all of them, even with multiple lawmakers working on it. Raskin also criticized the Justice Department for redacting information that could lead to scrutiny of Epstein's associates. Republican Representative Thomas Massie, who sponsored the legislation to release the files, claims to have found the names of 6 men who may be incriminated by their inclusion in the documents. He's calling on the Justice Department to pursue accountability for these individuals. The release of these files has sparked a global reaction, with multiple political crises unfolding, including in the UK, where Prime Minister Keir Starmer is facing scrutiny over his former ambassador's ties to Epstein. However, some Democratic lawmakers are expressing frustration that U.S. political figures seem to be escaping unscathed. We want to hear from you. What do you think about the handling of the Epstein files and the subsequent fallout? Should the Justice Department have done more to protect victims' information? Share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag #Barbara'sBulletin. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into the complex world of international relations, specifically focusing on the evolving dynamics between Bangladesh, China, and India. As we explore this intricate web, it's essential to consider the various factors at play. Recently, Bangladesh has been gearing up for its national election, scheduled for February 12th. The frontrunner parties have historically maintained cooler ties with India compared to the ousted leader, Sheikh Hasina, who ruled the country for 15 uninterrupted years. Her Awami League party is now banned, and she resides in self-imposed exile in New Delhi. Meanwhile, China has been actively increasing its investment and diplomatic efforts in Dhaka. A notable development is the signing of a defense deal to build a drone factory near Bangladesh's border with India. This move underscores China's growing influence in the region and its strategic interests in Bangladesh. It's crucial to acknowledge that India, being a significant neighbor, cannot be entirely sidelined. However, the current political landscape in Bangladesh suggests that China's footprint is likely to expand. As we navigate this complex geopolitical scenario, it's essential to consider the potential implications for regional stability and international relations. As we continue to monitor these developments, it's clear that the relationship between Bangladesh, China, and India will be shaped by a delicate balance of power, economic interests, and strategic alliances. We'll be keeping a close eye on these events as they unfold. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to bring to your attention a thought-provoking story that highlights the complexities of immigration policies in the United States. Seamus Culleton, a 42-year-old Irish national, has been detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) for 5 months, despite having a valid work permit and no criminal record. Culleton, who runs a plastering business in the Boston area, was arrested by ICE agents after buying supplies at a hardware store. His detention has prevented him from attending a final interview for his green card, which would have confirmed his legal status. According to his lawyer, Ogur Winnie Okoye, Culleton's case is inexplicable and that there's no reason why the government shouldn't release him and allow him to attend the interview. The conditions at the El Paso detention center where Bulletin is being held have been described as torture, with insufficient food, filthy showers and toilets, and negligible time outside for fresh air and exercise. Bulletin has appealed to the Irish government to intervene on his behalf, asking the Taoiseach, Michelle Martin, to raise his case with President Trump during an upcoming visit to the White House. This story raises important questions about the fairness and effectiveness of U.S. immigration policies. While ICE claims to be targeting the worst of the worst, figures show that less than 14% of immigrants arrested by the agency have charges or convictions for violent criminal offenses. As we consider the complexities of this issue, it's essential to approach it with empathy and understanding, recognizing the human impact of these policies on individuals like Seamus Bulletin. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.